I'm Ron Foreman with Imagine Performing Arts, welcoming you to Imagine This. And our first act this evening will be Angel and Cindy Perez. Now, Cindy's been reading since she was in grade school. Angel's been speaking Spanish most of his life. And they'd like to do some poetry. Mainly the reason they do it is to show us the beauty of the language.
Poetry is often difficult to translate between one language and another. It has rhythm, it has rhyme, and therefore when you translate from one language to another, sometimes the words just don't sound the same. But Angel and I have found this poem by Pablo Neruda that we would like to share with you. This is, Pablo Neruda is a Chilean poet, and he's a Pulitzer Prize winner. Very widely known, and this poem is Poetry.
La poesía.
Poetry by Pablo Neruda.
Y fue a esa edad, llegó la poesía a buscarme. No sé de dónde salió, de invierno o del río.
And it was at that age, poetry arrived in search of me. I don't know. I don't know where it came from winter or a river.
No sé cómo ni cuándo, no eran voces, no eran palabras, ni silencio.
I don't know how or when. No, they were not voices. They were not words, nor silence.
Pero desde una calle llamaba, desde las ramas de la noche, de pronto, entre otros, entremos fuegos violentos, o regresando solo. Allí estaba, sin rostro.
But from a street I was summoned, from the branches of night, abruptly from others. Among violent fires or returning home, there I was, without a face.
Y me tocaba.
And it touched me.
Yo no sabía qué decir. Mi boca no sabía nombrar. Mis ojos eran ciegos.
I did not know what to say. My mouth had no way with names. My eyes were blind.
Y algo me golpeaba en mi alma. Fiebre, balas perdidas. Me fui haciendo solo, desprezando aquella quemadura.
And something started in my soul. Fever or forgotten wings, and I made my own way, deciphering the fire.
Y escribí la primera línea vaga, vaga sin cuerpo, pura tontería, pura sabiduría.
And I wrote the first faint line. Faint, without substance, pure nonsense, pure wisdom.
Del que no sabe nada y de pronto el cielo desgranado y abierto.
Of someone who knows nothing, and suddenly I saw the heavens unfastened and open.
Planetas, plantaciones palpitantes, la sombra perforada, acribillada. Por flechas, fuego y flores. La noche arrolladora, el universo.
Planets, palpitating plantations, shadow perforated, riddled with arrows, fire and flowers, the winding night, the universe.
Y yo, mínimo ser, ebrio del gran vacío constelado.
And I, infinitesimal being, drunk with the great starry void.
A semejanza a imagen del misterio que sentí para pura del abismo.
Likeness, image of mystery, felt myself a pure part of the abyss.
Rodé con las estrellas, mi corazón se desató en el viento.
I wheeled with the stars. My heart broke loose on the wind.
Thank you.
And our next performance will be from Joe Kimmel. Now, Joe's been playing and singing since he was about 13 years old. And when asked why he does it, he says, I was meant to.
I lit off from this area when I was 23 years old to Wisconsin and came back here 23 years later. About 10 years into it, I realized that I did miss this place. This song came out of that. Never once thought that I'd want to roam back to the flatlands of my Hoosier home. With a hot summer night you could cut with a knife. Baby, I love Wisconsin, still I miss that life. We went dancing in the pale blue moonlight, romancing, all wrapped up in the night, where the white waters are rolling, the flat rock, she's flowing, and the Wabash, it pours into the Ohio. Baby, I'm like the flat rock, I roam and wander like a child. You are the Wabash, so deep but so mild. There ain't no place any prettier than bean blossom in the fall. Baby, I can't go back there, still I hear its call. We went dancing in the pale blue moonlight, romancing, all wrapped up in the night, where the white waters are rolling, the flat rock, she's flowing, and the Wabash, it pours into the Ohio. Well, Highway 65, she's as flat as the plains, till you get south of Franklin, where the hills roll again. You got all them good folks saying things like, I reckon, and y'all. It's a sweet song to hear, that South Hoosier drawl. I bet they go dancing in the pale blue moonlight, romancing, all wrapped up in the night, where the white waters are rolling, the flat rock, she's flowing, and the Wabash pours into the Ohio. The white water, she once ran white till they dammed up her soul, for her to make recreation a big fishing hole. The Ohio, it's deep and muddy, it holds that Hoosier state in, from spilling into Kentucky, where the hill people live. And I know they go dancing in the pale blue moonlight, romancing, all wrapped up in the night, where the white waters are rolling, the flat rock, she's flowing, and the Wabash, it pours into the Ohio. Road 1000 north, it no longer seems so wide. Heck, it's just big enough for two cars to pass by. Drawn closer now, I'm feeling this little tingle down my spine. For there's my mama's white farmhouse, those great ancient pines. Come on, let's go dancing in the pale blue moonlight, romancing, all wrapped up in the night, where the white waters are rolling, the flat rock, she's flowing, and the Wabash, it pours into the Ohio. So pack up them bags, babe, come on now, let's go. Since I was very young, I've always been known to be an admirer of the folk process, and the folk process is that songs that were written weren't really written, they were made up generations ago. And as time travels on down the line, they get changed or added to or taken from. It's a real old one. If you feel like you can tag along with this, go ahead and join in. Well, the fox went out on a chilly night. He prayed for the moon to give him light. He had many a mile to run that night before he reached that town. Oh, town, oh, town, oh. He had many a mile to run that night before he reached that town. Oh. Well, he run till he come to the farmer's den. Whistling goose was kept therein. He said, couple of you gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh, down, oh, down, oh. He said, couple of you gonna grease my chin before I leave this town. Oh. So the fox grabbed the gray goose by the neck. He slung a little duck over his back. He did not mind the quack, quack, quacking and the legs all dangling down, oh, down, oh, down, oh. He did not mind the quack, quack, quacking and the legs all dangling down, oh. Well, old Mother Pitter-Patter jumped from her bed. She opened the window and stuck out her head. She said, John, John, the goose is gone. The fox is on this town, oh. Down, oh, down, oh. She said, John, John, the goose is gone. The fox is on this town, oh. So Johnny ran up to the top of the hill. He blew his horn most loud and shrill. Fox said, Lord, I gotta flee with my kill. They'll soon be on my trail, oh, trail, oh, trail, oh. The fox said, Lord, got to flee with my kill. Soon be on my trail, oh. Well, he run till he come to his cozy den. There was the little ones, 8, 9, 10. Said, hey, Papa, gotta go back again. That must be a mighty fine town, oh, down, oh, down, oh. He said, hey, hey, Papa, gotta go back again. Must be a mighty fine town, oh. Well, the fox and his wife without any strife, they cut up the goose with a fork and a knife. They never had such a supper in their life. The little ones chewed on the bones, oh, bones, oh, bones, oh. They never had such a supper in their life. The little ones chewed on the bones, oh. Well, the fox went out on a chilly night, prayed for the moon to bring him light. He had many a mile to run that night before he reached that town, oh, down, oh, down, oh. He had many a mile to run that night before he reached that town, oh. Thank you. You didn't hit for the doors yet. I guess that's a good sign. Are we rolling?
You're good?
Okay. Lived all my life in small towns. I remember Philco. When I moved to Wisconsin, moved to a small town of 800 people. The big industry in that town was making wiring harnesses for cheap Grand Cherokees before they got sold out and their jobs sent to Mexico when Chrysler bought Jeep out. And you know, they say there's not much to see in a small town, but what you hear sure makes up for it. And, you know, we don't always have fame and wealth and property in small towns, but we have our children. And vicariously or not, we express our lives through our children, their deeds and their successes and their failures. But you can't take away pride, not if you don't let them. Seemed like the whole dang county turned out, packed into the high school gym. Welcome back the home team, oh man, are we proud of them. They went up against a big tall team from a big tall city, you know. They didn't win the state tourney, but they came real close. Them boys put on a basketball show. It's hometown pride, the kind that binds folks together. Hometown pride, it's the kind, Lord, that makes everybody feel real good inside. It's a small town, teeny tiny town, kind of place, seems like nothing's ever going down. It's a fine town, it's a proud town. My hometown. The high school band director gets a letter, all from Washington, D.C. Our kids are gonna march in the cherry blossom parade, gonna be on national TV. When the party's all over, them kids are on that homebound bus ride. There's a welcome caravan of cars outside of town 3 miles long, and on Main Street a great big sign says, we're proud of you. That's hometown pride. Kind of pride that binds folks together, kind of pride that makes everybody feel good inside. It's a small town, teeny tiny town, kind of place, seems like nothing's ever going down. But it's a fine town, it's a proud town. You know, it seems like we all grow up, we get sophisticated, got to move away. 'Cause there ain't one thing in that little cornfield town big enough to make us want to stay. The years roll before us, oh, and some of us would come to see. There was something back there in that little one-horse town, and it's something we all need. It's hometown pride, the kind that binds folks together. Hometown pride, it's the kind, Lord, that makes everybody feel real good inside. It's a small town, teeny tiny town, kind of place, seems like nothing's ever going down. But it's a fine town, it's a proud town. My hometown. Thank you. Great to be here. Appreciate it.
And now we bring to you Edie Judd and Jay Gaddis. Together, they go by 3 years apart. Now, Edie, she's been singing publicly for about 3 years now. And she says the reason she does it is the music just builds up and she has to let it out. Now, Jay has also been playing for about 3 years. And not only does he like bringing joy to other people, he can just sit back with his guitar and bring joy to himself.
goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, in the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. Well, she tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throat and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody put out to you. It's not a cry that you hear at night, it's not someone who's seen the light, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. He talks about you in his sleep, there's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. You can have your choice of men, but I can never love again. He's the only one for me, Jolene. I had to have this talk with you, my happiness depends on you, and whatever you decide to do, Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of
Early in March, we lost our friend Joe Bottles. He was a wonderful musician, and he played along with many of the entertainers here in town and around the world. So we would like to dedicate this song to Joe Bottles, Go in Peace by Sam Baker.
Kindness, go in love, go in faith, leave the day behind us, day is done, go in grace, let us go into the dawn. By some good pleasure, safely to arrive at home. Let us hope, by some good pleasure, safely to arrive at home.
Now, you often hear people say, "Boy, I wish I could do that," or "I wish I was as good as they were." Well, let me tell you, there's a secret to that, and I'm about to give you that secret. Whenever you accomplish anything, there's a certain amount of challenges or mistakes that you must go through. Everybody's number is a little bit different, but once you get through each of those, then you can be as good as that other person also. So remember, you need to get started on that. Now, on behalf of Imagine Performing Arts, imagine this. Good night.